So I just got finished watching the latest episode of My Hero Academia, and man, each episode, I'm not gonna lie to you, is getting better and better and better. Like it's just so good. Of course, with this episode, we finally getting the fight started with this new form of Deku fighting Shigaraki, and their plan to kind of have One for All be transferred over to Shigaraki, and it's been going pretty good for the most part. We finally got access apparently to like the convergence of their memories, and now Deku's looking into the conscience and the memories of Shigaraki. That part is a little interesting to say the least for me, but I'll wait to see the finished product and then I'll express my thoughts fully on that. What I wanted to talk about today though was kind of Midoriya as a character briefly. In my opinion, I think he really stands out as one of the better heroes in this series for sure. Not only, of course, because he's like the main protagonist or whatever, but I really do like what they have done with this character. From beginning to end, or to where we are now, he has, for the most part, remained entirely consistent. He has grown in a lot of areas. He's not as overzealous and as reckless as he used to be, like in the beginning. And you know where he is now, I really like him as a character. And I just think that he, as an individual, represents One for All so well. So, you know, with One for All, well, it's a selfless ability. It's the idea of storing the will or stockpiling the abilities of the ones before you and then transferring it over to the next. And that's why he's like the ninth one with all of these crazy ass abilities, you know. And I just think he represents that so well as a character. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about Midoriya for a little bit today because I think what they've done with this character is very interesting. Midoriya, as we all know, was quirkless. Yet he has always had an admiration for quirks of all kinds. So much so, he kept a notebook detailing a variety of different abilities. Now, see, getting into the series, you really think that, oh, this kid is just a fan of All Might and quirks and superheroes, etc., etc., etc. But no, Midoriya actually has a profound respect for not only All Might and what he represented, but also what his impact had and for what quirks mean themselves. One thing that I had to learn was that quirks are actually linked to not only one's consciousness, but also their personality and identity as well. The connection is explained as a quirk factor. This connection is evident in how a user's personality shapes their quirk, and in rare cases how a quirk can have its own vestige, or personality that can influence or speak through the user, like Shigaraki. When you look at Yoichi and Toshinori, they're selfless people, so that's why One for All was like, it works for them, essentially. Now, going back to Midoriya, one of the users in this episode were pretty much moved to tears because of how Deku not only used his ability, but how he respects it. Deku understands that quirks are so much more than a power. He understands that it is a part of a person, and to be given that responsibility in his eyes is truly a blessing. And I gotta be honest, I really like Midoriya, I really do. I love, like I've been saying, what they really have done with this character. And though, yes, I'm not gonna lie, I could do probably without all of the tears, because I was one of those people in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, this dude he's crying again. But I think it helps us to understand why he feels the way that he does. I mean, he was quirkless, he had no power, and for him to be given such a huge responsibility with not only the previous wills and the abilities and, you know, part of the previous users, but also to have to stand against an opposing foe like Shigaraki, like All for One, to essentially save the world, is a huge responsibility. But in Midoriya's eyes, I would imagine it's a huge honor. I mean, when he was powerless, he literally ran in against that slime monster to go save Bakugo of all people, who kept bullying him. I feel like that just speaks bounds in regards to like the selflessness attached to a hero and what it means in itself. Just that one action, in my opinion. I think to do that and to respect quirks of all kinds, even in our eyes, you know, for us, the viewers who are watching the show, we probably see these quirks, some of these quirks, as fucking useless, right? There was a character in the background that had a Windex head too. Like, there are some quirks in my eyes where I'm like, all right, what is going on? But in Midoriya's eyes, he respects them all. He understands that they are core factors when it comes to someone's personality, their identity. It's what makes them them. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind when I say that Midoriya is probably the perfect One for All user. And with where the story is headed, I too hope, honestly, I do hope that he can save Shigaraki. But that is gonna be it for now. I know this was a bit of a shorter video, but there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about when it comes to this episode. We really are, a lot of this episode, even though yes there were like 2 big clashes that are moving us forward in terms of like the story and everything like that, there still is a lot of building to where the story is headed. So once we really get like the full concrete fight, I'll definitely be covering that for sure. But I definitely wanted to talk about Midoriya today. I just really feel like him as a character and how they use him in this story is really, it's a lot better than a lot of people give it credit for sure. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you do like what you see here, please go down, like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate any and all support, and I will see you guys in the next video.